Hello, dear friends. Did you know that there is a simultaneous transformation occurring in healthcare along with the essential oils revolution? I want to talk to you today about the recent episode that was just released on the Essential Oils Revolution podcast. In this episode, you will get an excellent overview of what entails the Omics revolution. You'll learn how it can impact your wellness and how it is influencing the future of medicine. I could think of no better person to introduce you to this concept than Dr. David Brady. He is one of the most brilliant integrative physicians I know. He is one of my mentors and another of my favorite past professors from when I was a student in naturopathic medicine school. Dr. Brady has an astute ability to take these complicated topics, synthesize all their details, and explain them in a concise and eloquent manner. This talent will become very evident during the show because when discussing metabolomics, genomics, and other omics, things can get a little complicated. Dr. Brady will filter down all this detailed information for us. As a breakdown, in the first part of the show, Dr. Brady explains how we can use the knowledge we glean from different metabolic, genetic, microbiome, and other lab markers to provide a glimpse into someone's unique physiology. What this does is help practitioners to personalize their patients or their clients' care. And then we discuss how this is especially helpful to find imbalances in someone suffering from a chronic disease, mood, pain, or nervous system response. Towards the middle of the episode, we explore the physiological changes that occur in the brain of someone experiencing chronic pain, trauma, a mood disorder, or chronic disease process. Specifically, the nervous system will go into this state of hypervigilance. And what that means is that the nervous system response actually is almost locked into this being on guard in a perpetual state of fight or flight. And this can result from one being threatened, from a trauma, a mental health disorder, or from chronic pain. So we highlight how metabolomic testing can help to decipher what would be the best interventions for someone in hypervigilance. And this is through correlating specific test results of specific stress hormones, such as cortisol, and the catecholamines, such as epinephrine, norepinephrine, as well as dopamine. This also helps people to determine what will be the best supplements that will help tonify that response versus overstimulate that response. And this is where essential oils come in. So essential oils can actually intervene at the level of the mind to actually influence these different omic metabolic markers. So we get into a great discussion about that towards the end of the podcast. We also highlight how essential oils are underutilized, not understood as well as they could be by many practitioners, and how this needs to change in functional and integrative medicine. You will get so much information. You will actually be so happy to learn about this omics and these different forms of testings that aren't available through the conventional approach, right? We usually do labs that are looking for pathology. This kind of testing is more personalized and it looks for imbalances before a problem starts, or it helps find imbalances that aren't picked up in general laboratory, kind of your run-of-the-mill labs. We go into various nuances about this. We talk about the difference between genomics, which is a single nucleotide if genomics, part of that is measuring single nucleotide polymorphisms, which is a change in the way that a specific, say, a gene functions. One of the most famous is MTHFR. You've probably heard of that. That's related to how your body converts folate, if you want the big word. It's methyl trihydrofolate reductase enzyme, okay? But just because someone has that doesn't necessarily mean they need a lot of folate. If we check their metabolomics and look for homocysteine or other markers, which determine how their body's using folate and they have a good lifestyle, that actually determines what's going on in the body right now. not necessarily what the probability of something happen is because they have that genetic variant. It's a really nuanced, but yet very helpful discussion. And Dr. Brady really makes it easy for us to come away with take-home points that we can do today to empower ourselves for better health and to also maybe give this information to our doctors. So I will have a link if you're watching this video in the video description. Hopefully this video was helpful to just provide an overview of what's out there regarding omic testing. And so you've learned about that, but I really encourage you to learn a lot more from the episode. I also have kind of a cheat sheet beyond the show notes that I wrote up in my blog for you that will have additional resources and explanations so that you can use that as you're going along with the episode. So I hope that you enjoy it. I will love feedback. I love comments. If you have any ideas about future guests that you want me to reach out to, I will take those as well. And when you have time, please, on your podcast player, if you could give us a 5-star review or any review and feedback, that'll really help people get to the podcast, get the word out there. It'll also bring on even more guests. And it's a low cost, no cost way to support the podcast and my work here that I am providing for you. So thank you so much for listening. I hope you take really good care of yourself because you're so worth it. And we will talk again soon. I'll have another episode for you in the following week.